Welcome to the channel, ladies and gents. Got a video on Hawkeye. I did my review of episodes 1 and 2. I thought it was fun. I thought it was just a bit of a Christmas fun romp. Loads of people were like, what's a romp? I'm like, it's just a bit of a fun, like just a fun time. Calm down. There's nothing sinister about it. Interestingly, it looks like either people just aren't interested in Hawkeye, or maybe people are falling out of favour with Marvel's TV division. I don't know, like, I hand this over to you, I guess, your best thoughts and opinions, so you can hand them over to me and let me know what it is you guys think. But basically, Hawkeye viewership was 40% behind the premiere of Loki. Now, these are not official figures given by Disney+. You're never going to get damning figures like that, are you? Let's be honest. This is from Samba. So, interesting, nonetheless. Now, I personally like Loki. I thought it... I like Loki as well. But I liked Hawkeye. I thought it was fun. I thought it was harmless, dumb fun. A lot of people are like, no, there's too many women and blah. It's just a bit of it's Hawkeye. Like, what are you expecting with Hawkeye? He's a dude with a bow and arrow. So this is interesting, I think, personally. So let's dive into it. Let's see what the figures are like, and let's see what you guys think. Like, have you watched Hawkeye? For starters, let me know down below. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? And if you haven't watched it, why haven't you watched it? Are you put off by Marvel's TV, or you just put off because it's Hawkeye? Let me know. But this is a Deadline article, and it states that the first episode of Marvel's Hawkeye on Disney Plus drew 1.5 million US households over the Wednesday to Sunday holiday stretch, while 1.3 million stuck around and watched the second episode. I think that's staggeringly tiny. That's crazy small, actually, when you think about it. Especially as that's across the holiday period, so Thanksgiving, where you would expect... Personally, I would anyway. Loads of families tuning into these kind of things, basically chucking the kids in front of a TV, going, shut up, watch this, I'm going to go get a drink. But they didn't, it seems. Only 1.5 million and then only 1.3 million. So it lost quite a lot of viewership, actually. But it's a small number to start off with. So this is according to the latest streaming viewership stats from Samba TV, which measures 3 million US households and what they watch on streaming over a 5-minute increment. Now, that's important to note. It is a small demographic anyway, but it's small within a small demographic. So is that indicative of the wider audience at play? Probably. Probably. Now, the first episode number for Hawkeye trails the 5-day US household viewership figure for Disney+. Marvel's Loki, which was watched by 2.5 million homes. And this is the thing, we can compare them like for like because it's the same thing, same platform, same statistic holder, Samba. So if they're saying 2.5 million homes were watching Loki, that's quite a big drop-off. Quite a big drop-off. Is this a sign that Marvel is losing it? This is the real question of this video. Is it a sign? Because you had Marvel's Eternals. It's not exactly been a resounding success. Marvel's Black Widow, not a resounding success at all. And now we've got Marvel's Hawkeye. Is this pointing to a decline in Marvel viewership on a whole? I hand it on over to you. Let me know down below. Now they say this. So Hawkeye's, basically it's 40% Hawkeye's first episode premiere. It also ranks behind Loki's finale, actually, which pulled in 1.9 million homes over 5 days per Samba TV. So that's interesting because obviously, it shows the drop-off across the whole series. That's important. It is important to note the drop-off of shows. People tune in and then they drop off because they lose interest. Can a show retain its viewership? And that's it's the golden goose of a streamer or... well, just any show in general, any series. It's if they can retain their viewership. Now it notes that Hawkeye's 5 days also behind the 3-day premieres of Disney Plus Marvel's Falcon and Winter Soldier 1.8 and WandaVision 1.6. But it is interesting. It's a steady decline. WandaVision should have been first and foremost up there anyway, but I think the marketing put a lot of people off. Falcon and Winter Soldier, that should be up there even higher, but then that came on the heels of WandaVision, which was sort of derided somewhat. So it's interesting. It is a steady decline, I would say. The number of Disney Plus subscribers stands at 118.1 million worldwide, with roughly more than a third of that coming from North America. So you'd expect a lot more, in fairness. A third of 180, nearly 120 million, a third of that is from North America. But Samba TV obviously only has, 3 million households, but there's only 1.5 million of them tuning in. That's not indicative of a massive audience. Now, Hawkeye, which critics have praised at 94% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, follows Kate Bishop as she takes up the bow and arrow and title of the Avenger Hawkeye as she encounters the original hero Clint Barton in New York City while she's on holiday with his family, while he's on holiday. Hawkeye is the 4th live-action MCU series on Disney+. So that's important. That is important. It's the 4th MCU series. And I think, personally, this is a sign that they're losing some of their sort of pizzazz, that sort of Marvel magic that they had at the start. A lot of people said Endgame was the end for them, and I think these figures are indicative of them telling the truth. It genuinely was the end. They're not interested anymore. Now, the US audience of Hawkeye's first episode skewed slightly female. Makes sense. It's a female lead. Plus 4%, and of the top 25 largest markets for the show, Portland, or over-indexed the most, 34%, followed by Seattle, Washington, Philadelphia. So quite, a wide range there anyway. Samba TV recently began monitoring viewership on Netflix. And to give you an idea of what a behemoth that streamer is stateside versus 2-year-old Disney+, the Reed Hastings Ted Sarandos-led studio saw 4.2 million US households tune in to the opening weekend of the Dwayne Johnson, Gal Gadot, Ryan Reynolds $200 million action movie Red Notice, which decimated all of HBO Max's theatrical titles and Disney Plus movies and series premieres, as measured by the singular entity that's been measuring them all. So it's like-for-like data, right? Like-for-like data. And that doesn't even include mobile views. That's quite big. That's quite a big difference. 4.2 million just for a movie. A series which should be gathering a lot more steam because it's got the Marvel banner behind it rather than just a Netflix movie. It doesn't matter it's got Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, Dwayne Johnson. Netflix movies are hated because they're normally garbage. Hawkeye, Marvel's Hawkeye, that should get a lot more people. Just the name, right, under that studio banner should get a lot more people involved, but it doesn't. So Hawkeye's episode 101 over 5 days drew 119,000 UK homes, 63,000 German homes, and 10k in Australia over Wednesday to Sunday. And the second episode counted for 177,000 UK homes, 60,000 in Germany, and 7,000 in Australia. A lot of people dropping off, which again I think is indicative of that being people are believing that Marvel is losing its magic a little bit. So fewer people are tuning in, and then of those that stick around, they tune in out of curiosity, and then the ones which are left, they're gone, nah, see you later, I'm done with this now, and then they leave. But what do you guys think? Like I said, I want your opinion, so let me know down below in the comment section. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Love to hear any and all thoughts. Is Marvel losing its magic? Let me know. Cheers, guys. Take care.